Hello, second grade. This is Module 7, Lesson 18. Today we are going to be practicing measuring in centimeters and in inches. Now, yesterday you guys were kind of getting mixed up because you were labeling your units of measure wrong. First, the thing that you need to do first is you need to look and see what measure of units you're using. So I have a ruler here and I have centimeters down here, and it tells you centimeters right here. CM stands for centimeters. And then up here it says inches. So if you look on your ruler or your yardstick, whatever you're using, it'll tell you what unit of measure you're using. It's very important that you label what unit you're using so that if somebody needs to look at your measurements, say you're measuring for carpet in your house, well, if you go in and you say 28, the carpet place isn't going to know 28 what? 28 inches, centimeters, feet, yards. So you're going to have to tell them 28 feet or 28 inches, whichever unit of measure you had used. So we are going to be measuring in two units. We're going to be using centimeters, and we're going to be using inches. So let's bring our ruler back up here, and I've got inches up first. I know that it's inches because it tells me right here, inch. So I have the 0, which is the first line here, lined up to the very edge of the beginning of my line. We're going to be measuring lines and comparing inches and centimeters. So I've got the 0 lined up, and I'm going to go down here and I'm going to say, oh, well, it's a little over 5.5, and I'm going to round it up to the nearest, or I'm going to round it to the nearest inch. So it's closer to 6 than it is to 5. Here's the 6 mark here. So we're going to take that away, and we're going to say that this line is 6 inches. Now we're going to put our ruler up again, but we're going to flip it and do the centimeter side. If you notice that my 0 is lined up with the beginning of the line, and I can go down, and it looks like it's right at what mark? 14. So let's take that down and let's put 14 centimeters. And if you notice, I have it labeled here. I got 14 centimeters and 6 inches. Now if you look at our numbers here, does it take more centimeters or more inches to measure the line? Right, it took more centimeters. It took 14 centimeters and only 6 inches. So here's another line. Let's put our ruler back up, and we're going to do inches first. So here's our inch mark. I know it because there's an inch sign right here. I've got my 0 lined up to the beginning, and it looks like it is at the 5-inch mark. So I can take that down and I can put in 5 inches, and I labeled that right here. Then I'm going to put up my ruler again with the centimeters. My 0 is lined up, and what is it closest to? Looks like the 13. So let's take that down and we'll put 13 centimeters. Again, which one is bigger? Does it take more centimeters or inches? Took more centimeters again. Okay. So here's another line. This line looks like it's a lot longer. So let's put our ruler up. I've got inches here first, it looks like. And go ahead and look at this and label how many inches. Take that down. Did you say 6 inches? Very good. And I'm going to put my ruler up here. What are we measuring this time? Centimeters. Good. I've got my 0 lined up at the end. And look and see how many centimeters. Alright, how many centimeters did you find? 15. Now, which one had the bigger unit? The centimeters or the inches? Right, the centimeters. Okay, I've got one more line here. And here is our ruler. Go ahead and write down how many inches. We're measuring inches first. Did you say 3 inches? Good. And here is the next one. We're going to do centimeters and write down how many centimeters. Did you say 7? Good job. So what did you notice about all of these lines? I noticed that all of the lines had more centimeters units than they did inches. Why do you think that is? Well, if we go back and we look at our ruler here, inches are bigger than centimeters. So there's always going to be more centimeters than there are inches. Interesting. Okay, so now it is your turn. You need to get out your blue ruler. You're going to measure these 2 lines. You need to measure them in centimeters and in inches. Make sure you're looking and labeling them correctly. Then when you're done, take a picture of it and seesaw it to me. Good luck.